Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well today. I posted a video up yesterday, but I deleted it because I wanted to say more about it. And a lot of you might know changes are coming to YouTube and has already came to YouTube. And I can understand why they're doing it. But I heard that, it's going to be more likely illegal to show animals to children under 13 or something like that. So the children can't watch animal videos? Like, how ridiculous is this? Like, come on, really? I can understand if it has animal cruelty in it, but YouTube shouldn't even allow any videos on YouTube with animal cruelty. And for these children not being able to watch, they are age appropriate videos. There's a lot of age appropriate animal videos out there, like Aaron's Animals, Hopping Hammy, Victoria Rachel, and such. And, they're trying to take that away from them, And the people who are making these videos, their content is going to go down, and they're going to lose a lot of money just for a couple of dumb rules. Now, if YouTube was just, telling people to, if you're making a video that includes harsh language and, nudity and stuff like that, you know what? Yes, set it to not for kids. It's as simple as that. But I just think it's ridiculous, I mean, this is the real world, people. Come on. And it's just stupid. And I'm not saying it's stupid to protect the kids, but protecting kids from, watching animal videos and watching their little cartoons and stuff like that. That's why there's YouTube for kids. That's why the parents have to monitor what their young children watch. And I think it's pretty sad that it's gotten to this point. And why? People, they just think that they're doing the right thing, and they're really not. And like, if I had a child, I would monitor the child, what they do online. But I would never take away innocent little animal videos and little cartoons and such. Like, people get offended nowadays by somebody sneezing, and pretty soon all our rights are going to be taken away from us just because of these silly little ideas people get into their heads. And you know what? Why can't people just say, hey, I'm going to deal with it my own way. And you know what? When you have kids, you have to do what you feel is right for the kids, but by denying them, things like that, it's not right. And of course, I'm not saying allow your child to watch whatever they want. Absolutely not. It's not what I'm saying. But you know what? It'll always be there. People, this is the real world. It really is. And you know what? They're going to find a way to get into these videos anyways. And I'm not saying, I hope they do. I'm not saying that. I want them to obey their parents, obey the laws. But, this is just way out of control. And, like what they teach in the schools nowadays, and I'm not discriminative. I accept people for who they are, but teaching young kids about, homosexuality and, transgender, if the kids have questions, yes, answer. But it's like they push it on them. And I've seen it. And I don't like the fact that they're taking God out of the country. And no, I'm not, more likely God out of the world. Because they are offended by the word of God. And you know what? I don't care if you're Muslim, Christian, Jew, whatever. What happened to our rights as human beings? We are all equal. And we need to stand up for what we feel is right. We can't just let people walk all over us. And you know what? It's something that a lot of us have been doing all our lives, including me. And, at the end, the kids suffer. And that's why I choose not to have kids. Because the world today is so messed up. I'm not going to bring my children into a world like this. Absolutely not. And I'm not saying it because of YouTube. I'm just saying, the world, how it is in general nowadays. And, like children nowadays, they get away with murder. People can't discipline their own children. I'm not saying, whacking your child with a belt is good. My parents never laid a finger on me. But I'm just saying, children nowadays, they get away with murder. And, as parents, it's, your job to make sure that they grow up to be decent human beings, not somebody who will end up in prison if not dead. I know some people who had a very horrible, childhood, and they're in jail because of their childhood. And, all you got to do is guide your kids in the right directions, and don't get mad at them if they have questions. That's one thing that I was scared to do when I was younger, is ask questions, because I always thought I'd get crap for it. And a lot of kids out there, they feel that like, I'm going to get punished because I made a little mistake. I would consider, stealing candy a pretty horrible thing. So if you steal candy as a child, you got to be punished for it. If you're caught smoking underage, you'll be punished for it. But you have to hear the kids' side of the story too. You can't just explode and make them feel like they're not worth it. And you never tell your kids you're ashamed of them. You never do that. And I don't have kids, like I said, but I've dealt with kids and I know how they are. But back to the YouTube thing. If this happens, then it's gonna mess up a lot of stuff for the creators and the people who watch. And it's really not right. Figure something else out. Don't, do this. And look at the stuff that's on TV. Family Guy. That's not made for children. But you know what? It's public. It's on television. Sure, I used to watch The Simpsons when I was little, but I never acted on it. I never thought anything of it. But at that time, it was completely different. Nowadays, like I said, people get offended by somebody sneezing or, sticking up for themselves. And you know what? We do have a freedom of speech. And you know what? I'm the kind of person who obeys the laws. I've never been in trouble with the law once in my life, and I never intend to. I always tried to obey much as I could. And you know what? We're humans. We make mistakes. But pretty soon, somebody's going to walk down the street and they're going to get arrested just because they're doing something that somebody else doesn't agree with, like singing. Come on. It's time that we stick up for ourselves. And I'm not saying this as like a threat to the law or YouTube or anything like that. I'm just saying that, you know what, things could be dealt with differently. And it's like me, for instance. I have a big mouth, and I say things not necessarily what I say, it's how I say it, and you gotta watch how you go about things. And you know what? I have a big mouth. And I said before, I want this to be a child-friendly channel. But if it comes down to it, I'll just put my thing on here for 18 plus, and I think that's pretty silly. Like if I want to talk about a certain subject that might not be appropriate for kids, I'll put it on restriction. But anyway, this video is getting kind of long. And please forgive the pants over there. They were there since, I think the day before yesterday. But, tell me what you think. And, I just don't understand why these things are going on. And I think it's evil. It's very evil. And I'm not saying it's evil for wanting to protect the children. That's not what I'm saying. It's evil because people, the government, the law, and such, they don't care who they hurt, as long as they think that they're doing the right thing. It's like, if I walk down to the store to get a chocolate bar, and I'm walking home and the cops throw me in the slammer because they didn't like the fact that I was there. It's like, and that's what the world is coming to. And there's, what, I'm not saying cops are bad. There's a lot of good cops. They protect us, and I have so much respect for them. But what I'm saying is how the world is going today. Yeah. You know what? Things are going to happen and such. But anyways, I'll probably talk more about this another day. I'm going to get going. Anyways, tell me what you think. And I will be back. Bye.